got on hand. So when I come up with a particular thesis like I have right now in terms of what I think the big money is doing, and now of course I want to be smart money as much as I can be smart money, getting on for some of the ride. So as I've got that thesis now and I'm thinking the smart money en masse, the bulk of the smart money has actually dumped their holdings and they're looking for a sell-off. I'm just now looking for confirmation of that happening. So the confirmation for me will be if the price does begin to break back lower, break some lows, then perhaps we're going to be seeing a correction into somewhere of this particular window here. And now if I was to draw some targets on the chart, we know that 40 grand is an important price. If you don't know why, go back and watch my previous videos, but that 40 grand is an important price. We have 41,200 to the middle of that 50% level, and also down to the low, we have around that 40 grand, just under. Now dipping back down to around 40 grand, for the bigger picture, I still see that as a rather healthy correction. That if we do see a bit of a dip down to 40, consolidate and begin to move up, happy days for the long-term account. But for the short term, if we start to dip and, we do hit that 40K or so, I just expect there to be some support around these old tops. That's what I'd be looking out for on the short-term charts. Now, for my thesis to be wrong, of course, the market won't actually break down. It'll just continue to consolidate within this particular range and eventually start to make some higher tops and break some tops. So, as always, it is the old up, down, or sideways, but I hope you can start to see a little bit of my thinking behind how I tackle the markets and how I actually trade. So that's where I'm at with Bitcoin at the moment. We do have that, it is just really consolidating and not doing a great deal in the short term, but we're always getting information on what's actually going on in the market based on the volume and the price action as well. And just like we were looking at on the big picture, we were looking left on the chart, there was lots of selling last time we were at this price point. So that's just kind of leaning into my decision making too. So we've got this little bit of a pattern happening here. We had our little pump and dump on the small time frame charts on increased volume. Now we're back within the range. I'd be anticipating this market's actually going to be selling off before it rallies again. And we're already starting to see that now. The market's starting to dip. Let's see if we do break some lows and begin to dump even more. So that's pretty much as succinct I can make it for you guys. Let me know what you think about the chart settings, if it is, much better, much worse, and I'll continue to play around with it so it's a bit easier on the eye for you. Let's just see if we can actually get some confirmation and break away from this, sideways period that we're seeing at the moment. As always, there's never any guarantees in the market, so I hope everyone has their